Well, that is certainly one of the biggest storylines coming in. Ryan Terefenko, not just one of the best players on the Buckeyes, but you could certainly argue one of the best in all the country. He is not available today, and that's a big blow on the defensive end. Ohio State in white, Maryland in red. Off we go on a sun-soaked Saturday afternoon. 50 degrees, sunny skies, hardly any cloud cover. Mistake. Terrapins clear it. Wisnauskas on that far side. Can't lose track of where he is. He's had such a good season. 10 goals, 12 assists already for Logan. Jared Bernhardt has 16 goals and 8 assists. Daniel Maltz, 16 goals, 4 assists. Those have been their top 3 offensive performers. Kyle Long dodging, flings it across, and Maryland's on the board. It's Wisnauskas going top shelf, and the Terrapins 1-0, 7:40 to play in the first.
Yeah, that's a really good possession by Maryland. I mean, they're just getting the ball moving super fast. You know, they didn't do anything, you know, exceptionally special there.
And a win that certainly meant quite a bit for the program. Win number 500. I'll tell you a little bit more about that along the way here. Good cutting action. Myers goes across. Maybe a chance here for Ohio State, looking for a lane. CCO can't find a way to pull the trigger. Shot clock's at 16. Shot clock at 7. Ripped from the far side, and Tre Leclaire finds the bottom left corner. There it is, goal number 148 for Tre Leclaire.
You know, he's so smart, and he loves, you know, coaching up his teammates, as Coach Myers said the other night. So he's still having an impact, you know, even though he can't be on the field today.
Wow, terrific work. Eric Molliver puts it in the back of the cage with pretty little velocity on it. He kind of caught it and fell forward, just sort of nudged the ball in, but unfortunately caught Alec Van de Bovenkamp leaning the wrong way.
Yeah, right here, Ohio State slides a little early to that initiating dodge, and they kind of get burned on the backside. That's obviously a super difficult save to make.
In an effort to maybe take away clock and just, you know, potentially take away an extra possession or two by the end of the game for Maryland.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to slow down this offense there because of how efficient they are. So that could be, you know, something that Coach Myers has game planned for.
Well, Maryland on the attack. That didn't work out the way the Buckeyes wanted, and it certainly worked out well for the Terrapins. Wisnauskas goes 5-hole because it came against our rivals, but also because of number 500 in the history of the program. This one is for all of those who came before us. That includes you, JT.
Yeah, definitely some proud alumni, myself included, whenever you have a day where you get to beat the team up north and get win number 500 for the program.
Well, Maryland is raining on the Buckeyes parade. We're just singing Ohio State's praises for that big win, and the Terrapins grab a goal from Griffin Brown. Remember, they had a man up. This is their first executed goal on a man up opportunity.
So if we're looking at the goals that Maryland scored, right, they've not allowed. They need to make Maryland score on them 6-on-6 if they want to keep it close here.
In the meantime, that's the first time Maryland has won a face-off. Certainly always feels good when you go down and score and then win the next face-off. So Maryland has a 4-1 lead over Ohio State here toward the beginning of the second quarter. If you've just tuned in, this is the 5th game of the season, and Maryland is having some fun offensively. The Terrapins are starting to heat up.
Always bounce back with a goal or another great play. So it's really tough to play it, and Maryland's always sort of been like that. It's tough to play against as an opponent because you have to play a full 60 minutes.
Wisnauskas dumps it in front, and it turns into an easy goal for Daniel Maltz. Perfect pass from Wisnauskas to Maltz, and Maryland has added a 6th goal, make it 6-1 now. addition to that, it's 5 unanswered.
Yeah, and once again, they just sort of beat Ohio State with ball movement there. They're not really, they're not really.
Bernhardt. Jared. A good cutting pass toward Maltz, but missed Maltz. Buckeyes can't pick it up. The ground ball right back to the Terps.
Yeah, that's the second possession in a row where Ohio State's not been able to pick up a ground ball and get it to their end. That can be extremely frustrating defensively when you're getting a stop and you just cannot clear the ball.
Waiting for the shot, there it comes, and it's in. Jack Chorus, the freshman from Lutherville, Maryland, and Loyola Blakefield High. 7-1 Terrapins.
Yeah, it's just another situation where Maryland's just attacking a short stick and there's just no help coming.
Score here and stop the bleeding. Maryland's defense is up to the task. Nick Grill holding his spot near the cage on the far side. Defense too from Brett Makar. Matt Rahill on defense. Ohio State thinks it's got its look, and they found it. Back of the net for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, in college lacrosse, if you're 2 men down, it's going to be seldom that you get a stop there. The shooters are just so good. I think that was Johnny
Wiseman. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Johnny Wiseman just steps down.
Myers' words were, there's very little he hasn't done for us this year.
Yeah, he's sort of that do-it-all guy, and he's got a motor. He's in such good shape, he can just run all day.
Buckeyes think they can get a little momentum going here offensively. Work on the far side, Grant Mitchell. And Ohio State stacks up 2 in a row now, 7-3.
Yeah, that's what Ohio State needs to do. They have to start getting to the middle of the field, and you saw it there. That's just a good hard dodge on a pole. And I think sometimes too, Ohio State gets
of those mistakes.
Yeah, if Ohio State can just, like I said, slow it down and make Maryland play 6-on-6, then they can stop some of the efficiency of this offense. But you can't let Maryland score man up, and you also can't let them score those transition goals, because those can be the difference in the game.
Terrapins with 10 seconds. Oh, what a perfect pass. Wisnauskas drove to the cage. The backside was wide open, and it's an 8-3 contest. Another goal for Daniel Maltz.
Yeah, Ohio State just kind of late to rotate there.
Ohio State takes advantage of a long misfired pass.
Yeah, and that's a rare, sloppy play between the lines by Maryland. Ohio State needs to start taking advantage of some of these early third quarter mistakes.
There's a shot and a goal. Finally, the Buckeyes are on the board. Jack Myers rips one from the left side. 6 minutes in, it's 8-4.
They're taking advantage of matchups a little better.
This is Leclaire.
Yeah, right here the ball's getting hot, right? It's getting a lot of different people's sticks.
Leclaire dips it down in front, but Jackson Reid couldn't handle it. Buckeyes settle into a ride, they turn it over. Geez, that never happens to Maryland. 8-5, a completely gift-wrapped goal.
Uncharacteristic of Maryland to make a mistake like that, and that's one as an offensive player where you're running in one-on-one at the goalie, and you're like, please, I need to make this.
Oh my goodness. Terrapin goals, 6 of them came consecutively after the game was tied at 1 late in the first. Leclaire needs a little help. Jackson Reid underneath, right in front. Jack Myers. 8-6 Maryland.
That's a really good possession right there. Leclaire's just drawing their eyes with the hard dodge up there in the high wing, and then they completely lose their man in the middle. Yeah, if you see the replay doesn't totally show that, but when Leclaire was dodging, he was getting a long stick sliding to his face. He just makes a quick adjacent.
Ohio State back to work. Maryland wins a big face-off. They take a shot and score. What a quick answer. You want to know why Maryland's won so many games this year by such large margins? Consistency like that. That was terrific.
Yeah, that's a long pole scoring the goal, and just goes to show you that Maryland's dangerous and can score on you in so many different ways. Yeah, that's a 13-yard.
Offensive chances, though, throughout his career. In fact, it's just his second career goal. That was a big one. Maryland 9, Ohio State 6. Good work on both ends, but boy, it's hard to beat one of the all-time greats in Maryland lacrosse history, Jared Bernhardt. Back to the goal, flings it into the inside post.
The Buckeyes are actually playing pretty good defense there. Here, I mean, that's just Bernhardt winning this matchup more than anything. X's and O's. That's just a one-on-one matchup that Maryland wins. And you're going to...
Terrapins getting a good look. What a save! Alec Van de Bovenkamp with a beautiful stop. Van de Bovenkamp leaves his cage, and Ohio State grabs possession. What an effort by the Buckeyes. Can they take advantage of it on the offensive end with 1:20 to play in the quarter? Jack Myers, you betcha! What a sequence!
Yeah, I mean, that starts with that Ohio State save. Yeah, I mean, that's a solid save by the OSU keeper. I'm just gonna call him the OSU keeper because that name's a mouthful. But and then once again, we're getting the middle of the field, just coming right down the hash, and he goes off well, and yeah, he's seen the payoff and wins.
Terrapins are certainly hoping they can make something happen here early in the fourth. Tried to slide one underneath, and it didn't quite work out the way DeMeo wanted. There is Coach Tillman checking his notes, barking out some orders. Gorgeous sunny Saturday in Columbus. Another Maryland goal right on the doorstep. Did not cross. It counts. 11-7.
Yeah, just the backside open once again, and Ohio State did a good job in the third of neutralizing that. But right here, they just kind of get lost off ball, don't get that guy across quick enough, and they pay for it.
That's a big takeaway for Maryland.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because it looked like Tre actually had a good matchup and was going to be able to exploit it. Finally.
A shot and score from Bubba Fairman. Beg your pardon, not Bubba, but instead Logan Wisnauskas.
Yeah, that's a tough swing. I mean, Ohio State sort of gets it's not a call that you get that often where they call a moving screen like that, and then Maryland just comes right down and scores a quick one. So yeah, once again,
really disappointing early tournament loss yesterday. Ohio State basketball season is all over. Oral Roberts pulled off one of the 10 biggest upsets in NCAA tournament history just based on the seed. Wow, what a tough angle. Eric Molliver with a sweet goal for the Terrapins, and now it's 13-7.
Yeah, we'll have to see this one again. I don't know how he squeezed that ball in there.
I think when he shot it, his feet were still behind the goal. He got the head of the
to see that they're playing their Big Ten schedule twice, especially in a conference that's this competitive, and you know, they're going to have opportunities to play in more big games and get better. So there's still a lot out there for Ohio State. I mean, even after today, when they'll likely go down, they'll be 2-3 on the year. There's a lot of lacrosse left to be played, and hopefully the NCAA committee takes into consideration some of these bigger conferences, and lets more teams from a conference like the Big Ten in, because they're kind of beating each other up week after week.
Year to navigate as a coach.
No doubt, and Coach Myers wasn't shy at all about telling us, you know, some of the impacts COVID has had. I mean, he never made any excuses, certainly, but he said, you know, it has been difficult to not know who's going to be out at practice, or if we're going to have if we can even do a full two-team scrimmage, you know. So, yeah, it can't be easy to be in that man's shoes, or to be any coach, really, in spring sports right now. But
Daniel Maltz scores to make it 15-7. I mean, that was clinical, the way Maryland came up the field, including 5 in a row. Buckeyes have not scored since Jack Myers put one in with 1:19 left in the third quarter. The Terrapins are going to head back to College Park with a 5-0 record, and will continue to be among the nation's elite teams. Right now, they entered the week number 3 in the IL media poll, 3 in the coaches poll, but you could make an argument they're playing as well as anybody, and it's shots like that. I mean, that was just silly. Wisnauskas rings the pole as he puts one in the back and gives Maryland a 16th goal.
Yeah, I mean, we're just seeing the power of this Maryland offense.
Wisnauskas, U.S. Lacrosse National Player of the Week, and a USILA Team of the Week honoree and Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week for that performance just 2 weeks ago now. Looking for the far post. Buckeyes misfires. We hit the final minute. There's no doubt Wisnauskas, when he's on the field, is one of the best players out there for sure. Jared Bernhardt have had great runs as the Buckeyes do add a goal, but it feels like window dressing at this point for Myers. It's a 4th goal, give him 2 assists in the game too, and a day worth celebrating for him, but too little too late for Ohio State.
And one of the most, I think, an interesting storyline from this game is just,
so he is closing in on some Terrapin history as well. This is not the typical time that Ohio State and Maryland have met. Most of those games have been very tight final scores. Today, a convincing win for one of the best teams in college lacrosse. The Maryland Terrapins come to Columbus and beat the Buckeyes by a final score of 16-8. Ohio State won 19 of the